What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. Reed's not here. He is sick. Hopefully he feels better, so I'm doing it solo. I'm doing this Thursday morning. The podcast supposed to be out in 2 hours. Got my coffee. Shout out Titleist, Team Titleist over here. I just got back from a golf tournament, so I didn't record it last night. I was exhausted. 5-hour round, 5-ish hours in the car, so that's why it's gonna be like kind of rushed today. So we got to talk about a few things. The PGA Championship, how it finished off. There's some stuff I'm going to talk about, but I'm not going to go too in depth with because I want to talk to Reed about it. And then we also have my tournament that I'm going to talk about, and the one thing I think I need for my golf game to get better in competition, and kind of take a look at the score so far from this week, the Charles Schwab's Challenge, which has a promising field of excitement if Mr. Block can keep the streak rolling. So let's get right into it. So the PGA Championship happened last weekend. Brooks Koepka won. Brooks Koepka won at -9. Victor Hovland and Scottie Scheffler T2 at -7. Bryson DeChambeau -3. Cameron Smith -1. That ended up being the Koepka, DeChambeau, and Cam Smith were the 3 live guys inside the top 10. So people are talking about that it solidifies the live golf, but in my opinion it doesn't, because those guys were good beforehand. It's the fact that they need another couple big name guys who are stealing wins, that it's not just DJ Koepka and Cam Smith doing all the work. But that being said, Canadian Corey Connors was one back from the lead going into Sunday. Fell off. He finished even at +2. The big story of the week: Michael Block, PGA professional. It gets exempted into next year's PGA Championship with a top 15 finish. He shot a 70, 70, 70, 71 for a score of 1 over par. That story is absolutely magical. He was, 2 shots back of being in the top 15, holes out on a par 3 and literally dunks it. Doesn't even know the ball went in the hole. Rory just turned around and went to give him a hug, and he was like, "Why is Rory giving me a hug?" And then he found out it was in the cup. It's an amazing story. Gets up and down out of the rough on the left-hand side of 18 green, and solidifies his spot next year, so he doesn't have to qualify, which is insane. With Michael Block, he ended up getting an invite to this week's tournament that I've already mentioned, and so far I have seen the Canadian Open he also got invited to. So that would be cool to see him play here in Canada. It's really interesting. Looking at his ranking, his OWGR ranking is 577th for a club professional who's played in 25 events and made 5 cuts. His official earnings is $326,000. That is from playing professional golf on this stage, which is insane to run a golf course, charge $150 for a lesson, and still come out and make the cut. I didn't think any of the PGA pros were going to make a cut because they normally never do. He made the cut, and he ended up like shooting probably the best 3 rounds of his life. Just happened to be all that week. No top 10s, no third place, no runner-ups, no international wins, no PGA Tour wins, blah, 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 blah. He's got a U.S. Open qualifier coming up. It's like him and his son are both in it. So if we see him at the U.S. Open, that would be insane too. Next thing I want to show you is this graphic right here. Golf Digest posted it. So in majors, Brooks Koepka has 36 starts with a win percentage of 14%. Okay. Top 3 is 25%. Top 5 is 39%, and top 10 is 50%. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Brooks Koepka hasn't finished outside of the top 10 in majors since he won his first one or something like that. It's insane. It's like video game numbers. It's like Tiger numbers. If you look at Tiger right next to him, 91 starts, 16% win percentage, 28% top 3, 36 top 5, and 45 top 10. Insane. Koepka's going to be in the majors for the next 5 years for sure, because he just won, and that gets you exempted into all the majors for the next 5 years. So he won't have any of the issues with getting into any of the majors via live issues. If we look back here, DeChambeau is going to move up in the world golf rankings for sure. Cameron Smith is, stuff like that. So they're going to be in for sure, at least till the Masters next year, probably. The ones that are struggling, where is it? Dustin Johnson, T55, probably will move up a little bit, not too much. It was a tough golf course they played the last weekend. It was very thick, very lush. I don't even know what I would shoot around there. I want to say I would go out and shoot 80, but if we look at, let's pull up PGA Tour Instagram. So everyone's favorite, Joel Damon, his caddy played the Monday of the PGA Championship. The Monday after. Let me move up here. Oh, it's not what I wanted to move. Technical difficulties, okay? There we go. So, Joel Damon's caddy, Gino, shot a plus 15, 85 on Monday. Not one birdie, and only 5 pars. A 45 front and a 40 on the back. This man is a scratch golfer. Okay? So he was trying to break 90 probably at this golf course. And not to mention, being a PGA Tour caddy, there's a lot more knowledge that you have of the course, especially because you're caddying on that course. And obviously you got more knowledge, more understanding, and more of the intricate, like, you know how to play golf when you're a caddy. Like, it's not like just you're holding the bag type thing. He said what a front nine that was. He always wanted his own scorecard graphic. And it's just like an insane like thing to think about is a scratch golfer went and shot 85 at Oak Hill. And you have a PGA professional who hasn't really practiced as much as all these guys on tour have practiced, and he went out and shot even one over. It just makes you think, like, just it's crazy because, like, Block said it that he could play with them. He just didn't want to have to play to pay for his mortgage. That's what he said. So, yes, I would say he's good enough to be there. But we'll see if he can keep it going. Because a good tour golfer isn't playing around level par. They're playing under par. A good tour golfer is doing it repeatedly. A good tour golfer is doing all these things. I know it's hard to say, oh yeah, the good tour player is playing under par regularly, and then you look, Corey Connors +5 on Sunday. You're looking Minimally +1. Xander Schauffele -3, but finished at +2. Fleetwood +1. Jordan Spieth -1 at +5 for the week. Hideki +2, +5 for the week. Like, you're looking at all these guys on the leaderboard who are normally in contention. Justin Thomas +12 for the weekend, +2 on Sunday. Like, yeah, we know Justin Thomas isn't having the best of season. Tony Finau, who was like, it's been really hot lately playing. He's on fire, and he went out and shot +7 on Sunday for a final round total of +15. Like, the cut was +6. So it's hard to tell you or say that everyone needs to be shooting under par, or to be a good golfer you need to shoot under par consistently, especially on the PGA Tour, when the cut was +6. But that's just how difficult Oak Hill was, and like I said, I wanted to see what I could do there. I wanted to see how badly I do. It would be absolutely hilarious. So Eric Anderslang, if you're doing a breaking series at Oak Hill or any of the major tour venues, please, I'm available. I'll figure out how I'm gonna get there. I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out, and we're gonna have some fun doing that. Next thing, I'm trying to find this post on the golf. It was on Reddit. It was golf related. I don't know. I can't find it. Trying to find it before I started talking, but now I can't find it. So we're gonna skip over this part. So we're going to move along. I just got back from Cobble Beach. Played practice round on Tuesday, tournament round yesterday on Wednesday. Man, it was difficult yesterday. They just opened like the 5th of this month, so greens were punched. Greens were not to tour standards or whatever you want to say. They weren't rolling fast. They were probably like an 8, 9.5 in between there. It was also 1 degree Celsius, so like what, 34 Fahrenheit and 15 mile per hour winds. It's right on the court, right on the like Georgian Bay. So the stretch of holes that is like right along the water was absolutely howling. Like I went driver 3-wood on the par 5, and I had like 10 feet. The 3-wood I hit from like 270 out. Like I just got it up in the wind and it just went. I was like right at the flag, and I was like, this is either going to be really good or I'm going to be over the back of the green. And blew the eagle putt like 10 feet past and sank the 10-footer for birdie. Made the birdie in the hardest hole in the course by far yesterday. It was a really short hole. It was straight into the teeth of the wind. It was like sort of a downhill tee shot. You got water all down the right hand side. You got housing on the left. It was a very tight hole. I landed my ball on an upslope. I hit like an 8-iron from like 130 because it was howling into my face. It was on an uphill lie, so it was just going to get up in the wind. So I just hit an 8-iron. I almost fell backwards into the water, and the ball is like sticks to like 3 feet, and it was a kick and birdie. Like that was one of the best shots. I came in solo 14th, I believe. I was sitting in 15th for a while, and then someone had the worst back 9 of their life. I did end up shooting 88. It was tough, very cold. I'm gonna say it took me 7 shots from poor mental mistakes. And the reason why I say that is I mean, shanks happen. I hit a shank into the woods, and then I hit an approach shot. I hit like a provisional just in case I couldn't find it to like 3 feet. If I knew it was to like 3 feet, I would have went like, oh, I couldn't find my ball, and just went. Or looked in the wrong place just on purpose, because from the trees, I couldn't hit my 3rd shot out, so I had to play unplayable lie. So then that was dropping 3, hitting 4, and then I went 5 onto the green and 2 putted for 7. Whereas I dropped 3, hit 4, and I was 3 feet for 5. So if I 2 putted that, I would have been 6 instead of 7. So that got me a shot back. I would say that would probably get me 2 shots back there to put me down to a 5 and only double that hole. Or that would be only been a bogey, instead of triple. So then that's 2 shots there. The par 3 where I doubled, I was rushed to the tee because my group was trying to keep up with pace of play, so they were already teeing off. I was rushed to the tee. I didn't really take my time. I didn't take my time finding out what type of shot I was going to hit with my wedge when I was short. So I'm going to say if I could actually see their shots happen and notice that the one was short and right and the other one was short left, that I probably would have clubbed up again instead of just going with what it said on the card, basically. I would have probably clubbed up and been able to hit the green. Then even if that, I felt rushed, so then my chip onto the green would have been more precise and blah 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 blah, and it all went downhill from there. So that was just the 2 stretch of holes right there that I would say at least make bogey on that one instead of double. So that's 3 shots there. On one, I should have gotten back 2 shots, so that's 5. Let's say instead of it being 2 shots, let's say it's 1 shot, so that's 4 shots there. Just guess. So on the front 9, 4 for sure shots, okay, that I feel like I could have gotten back. 5 at the most. Okay, so if I shot, so it was a 45 on the front. So it's either in my head, if I didn't have those mental mistakes, I would have shot either a 40 or a 41, which still isn't that great, but it is what it is, okay? Then if we're looking at the back 9, bogey on, or double on 10, hit a okay tee shot, should have clubbed up on my approach shot, should have, like, my pitch shot onto the green when I missed it was okay. I mean, I probably shouldn't, I didn't need to, I think it was just my target on my approach shot. It wasn't the club, it was the target. Because I hit it like pin high, but I hit it left. And the wind was howling off the right. So there it goes. So 10, I would say it would be a scenario where it was it was like poor target on the approach shot, and then poor putting. I would say on that you get, let's say, 1 shot back, make it a bogey instead of a double. The bogey on 12, poor putting. It was the face wide, so I went to tap it in, and I left the face wide open, and I missed the putt for par. So I ended up 3 putting because I left the face wide open on a tap in. 13, should have chose a different club off the tee. Then I hit a very poor second shot, and then my third shot, I flew the green into the woods. And then I had to take another drop there. So we're at, what, 2 shots on the back so far. Then, let's say, choosing a different tee, club off the tee, probably would have gotten me a different club in. Probably wouldn't have flown the green scenario. So we're going to say we take the drop for the unplayable away. We take the third shot away, so that's 4 right there. And then we just keep everything the same. So that's 4 shots from this back 9. 14, 15, 16 birdie, 17 bogey, that's okay. So I'm saying 4 shots on the back and roughly 4 shots on the back, 4 shots on the front, 5 shots on the front, whatever we want to decide. So that would put me at, just for example, that put me at 80, 41, 39, or 79, 40, 39. And 81 would have been T5, and 80 or 79 would have been solo 5 instead of solo 14th. So realistically, I said 7 shots. It could be 8 or 9. There's just a lot that going on, but I can guarantee 7. So that's why I said I should have been like T5 instead of where I was at. But it was a tough course. Like, last for like plus 31, plus 21, plus 19, plus 19, plus 17, plus 17, plus 16, which is myself, plus 15, 14, 13, 13, 13, 12, 12, 11, 9, 6, 5, 4, and 2. I played with the winner, Colin. He made 2 bogeys. No birdie putts would fall for him, but then he would drain like a 10 footer, 10, 15, 20 footer for up and down to say par. Like, the golf gods weren't on his side when it was birdie time, but the golf gods were on his side to play par, or when it was for par. So, like, it was just, he got some lucky breaks. Like, he hit one into the hazard on the let me look. It was 15. He hit one into the hazard in 15 and still got up and down for par. Like, it wasn't really it was the hazard, but he could play out of it, and he had a line, and then he got onto the green and 2-putted for par. Like, he was lucky, but he also was consistent. His only bogeys were on 17 and 1, and he ended up taking the dub at 2 over. It was really good to see. I'm glad I've actually played with a winner. He had to wait around because there was someone that was +1 with 3 to play, and then kind of choked it and ended up needing to make an eagle in the last to push for a playoff, but they didn't need to do that. So congratulations to him on the win. And we're going to move on to this weekend, the Charles Schwab's Challenge. Currently, if we look at this, let me move myself back down here. Let's look at the leaderboard board. Currently, the lead is 5 under through 6. Starts off birdie, 4 birdies in a row, then par, and a birdie. Insane. Did he? Oh, so he missed the green, and now he's 3 feet for par. Oh, we got the worst is Harry Higgs at +4 through 6. So at least, like, the field is kind of stretched right now. It's -5 to +4. Akshay Bhatia's in the field. Hopefully he comes out and just dominates, because he needs one. Michael Block, like I said. Siwoo Kim's at T2 right now. Spieth, even par. Dylan Fratelli hasn't teed off yet. Victor Hovland hasn't teed off yet. Cam Davis hasn't. Tony Finau hasn't. Morikawa hasn't. Homa. Minwoo Lee. This is like, I'm not going to say it's a weak field, but it's not a stacked field. It's not a designated event, so I'm guessing, like, That's why I didn't see any like Rom or Rory or anyone in that field, but it is what it is. So it would be an interesting weekend to continue the block party, and I'm going to, let's finish off with some Reddit. I don't even know how long I've been recording for. 30 minutes. It's not going to be a long one today, unfortunately, but it is what it is, and we're just gonna go through, just gonna go scroll down some unpopular opinions. This person says they hate gimmies. You traveled 500 yards on the sole purpose of getting the ball in the hole, just to, so just put the ball in the hole type thing. Gimmies are fine. Like if it's a kick-in, like it's gonna be a kick-in. No gimmies on birdies or eagles. Just only for like pars and bogeys and doubles and triples and all that fun stuff. Stupid squash courts. Okay, how about the new classification of hazard? When OB is like 10 yards from the fairway as a residential hazard or something, treat it as lateral. Stupid squash courts. That's what he says. Agreed. Someone says agreed. OB places aren't in keeping the challenge of the course and just the convenience of the surrounding areas. Your point's valid. I would say you're living on a golf course. If there's a golfer that comes in your backyard to hit a golf shot, I'm sorry. You chose to live on the golf course. Same reason why you see the signs where it being like, oh, if any damages to any of the housing is on the golfer, the course is not responsible. The course shouldn't be responsible. The golfer shouldn't be responsible. You guys chose to build a house and live on a golf course. That's what you chose to do. Same thing with houses that are on the driving range, and you're not allowed to hit driver because the people in the houses are upset because golf balls are flying into their backyard. Well, you're living on the driving range. Like, you chose to live on the driving range of the golf course. That is your fault. Why are you blaming us for you not liking where you're living because of the fact that you chose to live here? So where it's the residential hazard or the whatever, yes, it doesn't make it challenging. It makes it more convenient for them. I mean, if they really wanted to, if someone wanted to give me their house for free and it's on a golf course, I would fucking take it. And I wouldn't care about the balls going in the backyards or golfers hitting out of it, stuff like that. I would sit there and, like, if I wasn't playing, I would sit there and watch. And then if the ball comes back in, I'd be like, oh, let's see the shot. And then we would, like, I'll be his caddy for the time. Like, I would have a blast doing it. So the OB of residential hazard is stupid. Like, you chose to live on the golf course. You end up paying the prices in the sense of golf balls in your backyard, golf balls hitting your house, stuff like that. There's house insurance for that. I need a break, 15 to 20 minutes on the turn. Some golf courses have a long turn time because people go in and get food and all that stuff. So I would say just find the right golf course, man. Because if you find the right golf course, you will be 110% waiting 15 to 20 minutes on that back nine start because of the fact that you can go get food. But I'm probably going to guess that you're going to go get your food and then make your turn and then realize the group behind you is now in front of you because they didn't go to the turn, and then you're going to be upset with them because you are supposed to be in front of them, but yet you want to wait for 15 minutes. I think you'd be that person. Desert golf shouldn't exist. I agree. That's a really good one, but I say no, because desert golf is different. It's kind of like links golf versus parkland versus so you have like the links style, which is more European, more Scotland, more UK. And you got the parkland where it's more like American type ish, like North American with the tree lined. Then you have like the resort styles, which are more, I would say, more resort styles, so they're kind of all over the world, where it's like they're very inviting, they're very wide, they have a lot of space, stuff like that. Then you have the desert golf, which it's like grass and desert, which is very similar to links golf, where it's grass and fescue. Like there's like at St. Andrews, you could miss the fairway but be still in a fairway condition lie because you're in a different fairway because you missed the fescue. I would say it's adds to the whole style of golf. Like there's mountainous golf where you're playing on the side of a mountain. There is spots for it, and yes, it's kind of weird that in the middle of a desert you have like this beautiful green grass golf course, but it's the style of golf. It gets windy, it gets like in the wintertime, if it's cold, like it can get cold because there's not enough moisture in the air to keep it warm type thing. Like it is a definite test and it deserves to be there. It just doesn't make sense why there is they're just weird that there's grass that can grow in the middle of the desert type thing because it doesn't get rain and all that stuff. Playing with his wife, we talked about that one. I think in Jack and Arnie got a free pass on not standing up for black golfers in the 60. Why no one makes the obvious connection with their interactions when they are the powerful force to change the PGA to benefit minorities at the same time, to me is shameful. So we're talking minorities on the PGA Tour. That's what we're talking about. Let's look at this. So, the greatest golfer of all time is a minority. Arnold Bonner III. You got Xander Schauffele. Or Arnold Bonner is on Live, but you know what I mean. You got Schauffele, who's is not a visible majority. 20 feet now, all these guys, like some of the guys that are like the best players in the world are like, some of them are visible minorities. Colin Morikawa, stuff like that. Like, I don't think it's that big of an issue anymore. Like back in the day where it was Tiger wasn't allowed in the clubhouse, that is a problem. But now I think golf is in this weird bubble where if you're playing good golf and you're a good golfer, people enjoy watching you. Like if golfers are more so where we like a certain golfer because they're good at golf, not because they are this, not because they're that, whatever. Whereas I would say probably in more so the world of other sports, you could run into an issue like that. So, yes. Yes and no. Like, I agree with what you're trying to do, but I don't feel like that is necessarily shown in golf. Yes, I would say at the highest level doesn't show that. It's more probably the like lower levels, and frankly I don't see it, so I can't comment on it, because I don't know, the golf course I'm a member at is very welcoming and all that stuff. Granted, I don't know if I've seen a visible minority or not, because I haven't, so that could also be a thing, like, just it's not there. I'm also not there all the time. I'm there in the afternoon, so when majority of the membership is the younger population, so you get a lot of kids that are still in high school, a lot of people who have full-time jobs. None of the membership that I see is the retired playing every single day type thing, but could be a thing to look into. It's a really hard topic to talk about. Yes, Ricky Fowler was not overrated. He was one of the best putters in the world. He probably still is. He just can't get everything else going. Some of you get too angry about slow play. I don't mean slower players who do not let faster player through. Of course, there obviously shouldn't, but relax. If you have to wait a few minutes, those are the worst places to wait for the few minutes. Then there's worse places to wait for a few minutes than on a golf course. And there is worse reasons to wait. Someone is learning to play the game you love, which has made your life better. It's also the case of, hey, we're waiting for this group that's really slow in front of us, but yet the group that it was in front of them just got off the green, but we're complaining about the group in front of us. But yet, if you look and you can see the other tee box, you can see them right there. The group that was in front of the group in front of you that are just teeing off in the other tee box that you can see from your tee box. And then if you look to your right over here, this is the left of the screen, but you look over here and then you got a group on the green and it's like right there, and you can see the group on the green. Oh, and you can see the group in front of them teeing off on another tee box, hitting through a par 3 over there. But you're complaining to the Bev Cart girl saying, hey, can you go tell them to speed up? I think I'm going to leave. Yet there's a twosome walking behind you, and you're a twosome. Why don't you be like, hey, do you want to play together? Well, it would slow your group down, so you won't be on top of them, and then it will slow us down, so we're not on top of you. So it's like, but no, you want to leave because, like, the golf course is busy. Like, it's not pre-COVID-19. Like, I remember I could go, like, pre-COVID, I could go and sit on 7 green and chip and putt and head out of bunkers and stuff like that and not see a single person for like 3-4 hours. Now I can barely walk up to, like, go practice and walk up and be like, hey, is there a spot available for me? So I would say the slow play has nothing to do with the fact that golfers are learning the game. It's more so just there's more golfers to begin with. Like, before in our area, I would say there was too many golf courses for the number of golfers. Now we don't have enough golf courses for the number of golfers in our area type thing. Like, pre-COVID-19, you could probably get a 8 a.m. tee time on a Sunday for a single. Now you're lucky if you get an afternoon time as a single. And most of the golf courses don't let you book unless you have 2 players. Yet I went to Florida and I booked my rounds a month in advance and was a single for all 3 of them, and got paired up with people, but when I showed up, I was supposed to be by myself. They didn't book anyone with me, which I'm fine with playing with other people. Like, I don't care. But, like, it's just crazy to think about. In Florida, in the middle of winter, which is their peak season, they allow singles to book and singles to play alone. Mind blown. And obviously they have a ton of golf courses down there, but also the ton of golf courses will be holding a ton of people playing golf because of the fact that it's the middle of winter everywhere else and it's warm and sunny here. So yeah, slow play. Like, if there's a foursome in front of me and they don't let me pass and I'm just playing by myself, I would rather you acknowledge me and just ask me how my round's going, or how am I, or something like that. Acknowledge me, let me know that you know I'm behind you type thing, and don't ignore me. Because it just gets frustrating when it's like I'm getting up to the tee box and you guys are leaving and you don't acknowledge that I'm even here. Like, if it was someone where it's like, oh yeah, sorry guys, the group in front of us is slow. Okay, you know that I exist, so you know that I'm right here type thing. Which, that's all I ask, is if you're playing in front of me and we're catching up to you, or I'm catching up to you, or whatever, and you don't really want to let us pass because it's slow in front of you, just be like, hey guys, how's it going? Acknowledge us. Keep playing golf. So I think that's everything I got for today. I stretched it out to a whole 50 minutes. Whoa. So we got the Charles Schwab Challenge going on this weekend. Michael Block for the win. Let's go. We're going to break down the PGA Championship picks in the next one when Reed is actually here. We're going to do our picks again when Reed is back, because it's just kind of hard to do everything when it's when it's just myself. So I was just was able to talk about my tournament a little bit, and feeling like I need a sports psychologist. I don't even know if I said that, but that's the one thing I think my game needs, is like some mental coaching. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching and listening. Enjoy the golf this weekend. Let me know if you have any opinions on the block party. And we're going to see how well he does this weekend. And if he does well, we're going to have a great conversation next week. If he does poorly, we're going to call him a one-hit wonder. So see you next week, and enjoy the golf this weekend.